I went fishing. I didn't catch any fish. Tom didn't get the raise he wanted. He quit his job. In joining two short related thoughts, we may leave out the conjunction by substituting a semicolon. Here are examples. I knocked on the door. No one answered. He took the responsibility. Some would have blamed others. We may combine two related thoughts with a conjunctive adverb. Here are examples. The weather was cold, therefore I wore my warm coat instead of so. He asked for money, however, he didn't expect to get it instead of but.
Now let us look at some more examples of compound sentences. First, the computer crashed, so I lost all of my work. This sentence has two independent clauses which contain two subjects, the computer and I, and two predicates, crashed and lost all of my work. Second, although my friend invited me to a party, I do not want to go. This sentence has two independent clauses which contains two subjects, my friend and I, and two predicates, invited me to a party and do not want to go. Third, Mr. Ram is a short man, but he walks with an air of authority. This sentence has two independent clauses which contain two subjects, Mr. Ram and he, and two predicates, a short man and walks with an air of authority. Fourth, my dog is a very short, stupid-looking dog, but he is very smart. This sentence has two independent clauses which contain two subjects, my dog and he, and two predicates, very short, stupid-looking dog and very smart. Fifth, I have again been to Bombay, but I do not expect to come back soon. This sentence has two independent clauses which contain two subjects, I and two predicates, been to Bombay and do not expect to come back soon.
You must be thinking that too many challenges are coming to your way. But that's what makes you more comfortable in understanding the concept. So accept a new challenge. Challenge. Remember that we can't keep stringing thoughts together like beads with ants and other fanboys. Make two sentences out of each of these sentences and punctuate them correctly. I went to the picnic yesterday and I saw Maya and we went to the fireworks. I went home and I had dinner and I spent the evening watching TV. Tanmay and I went to a movie, but it wasn't good, so we left and we went bowling. It got cloudy and it rained, and then we went home. I told Kavita about the movie and she went to see it, but she didn't like it. Here we come to an end of building compound sentences. I hope the concept is really getting cemented in your mind, so let's move on. Building complex sentences. A complex sentence has one or more dependent clauses and one or more independent clauses. We can add information to a sentence with a dependent clause beginning with a word that tells us that it is a dependent clause. Now some tingle in your mind would be asking, what is dependent clause? Here is the answer. Dependent clause, the clause which has a subject and predicate but can't stand alone. It only makes sense as a part of a sentence. Here are some adjective dependent clauses. The team that had the worst record in the league won. That takes the place of team and is the subject of the dependent clause. The clause tells more about the team just as a descriptive word would. The baseball player who had the most hits was Rookie.
Now let us look at some more examples of complex sentences. First, when he handed in his homework, he forgot to give the teacher the last page. Second, the teacher returned the homework after she noticed the errors. Third, the students are studying because they have a test tomorrow. Fourth, after they finished studying, Ram and Sonu went to watch a movie. Fifth, the town where I grew up is in India.
As usual, a challenge is again on your way. In this section, you would find challenges very often. Challenge. Write a sentence using an adjective clause in the subject. Clauses giving additional information not essential to the meaning of the sentence are set off with commas, and such clauses often start with which. Here is an example. I lived on Oak Street, which has no oak trees, for 5 years. Challenge. Write a sentence with a clause starting with which, giving non-essential additional information. Following are common subordinating conjunction that start dependent clauses: if, when, because, where, since, and although. Here are examples. The team won when we least expected it. The boy didn't know where his parents went. If you want to play ball Friday, let me know. Notice that a comma must follow an introductory clause starting with a subordinating conjunction. Challenge. Write a sentence beginning with a clause starting with if and one with when. A dependent clause may also be used as the subject or the object of the verb in the predicate. Here are examples. What Billy did is no longer important. Subject. I don't like what you said about me. Object. Challenge. Write a sentence in which a clause is the subject and another in which it is the object. We may combine two short simple sentences into one complex sentence. Here are examples. Billy swung at the ball, Teddy ran for second base. Two simple sentences. When Billy swung at the ball, Teddy ran for second base. One complex sentence. Challenge. Combine these pairs of sentences into complex sentences. Sam can't hit the ball very well. He likes to play. All of the tickets have been sold. We can't go to the game. We may change a compound sentence to a complex sentence for a variety. Here are examples. Firoz doesn't like to dance, but he went to the party anyway. Compound sentence. Although Firoz doesn't like to dance, he went to the party anyway. Complex sentence. Challenge. Change the following compound sentences to complex sentences. It started raining, so we didn't go fishing. Tess went to bed, but she couldn't go to sleep. Now we have completed the one portion of our composition concept. We will now move forward to our next unit of composition, which is building paragraphs. Building paragraphs. Before moving ahead in this section, we would need to understand the concept paragraph. So, a paragraph is a group of sentences on one narrow topic. A model paragraph consists of the following parts: a topic sentence giving the main idea, which is usually the first sentence. Some supporting sentences which support the main idea by giving facts, arguments, examples, or anecdotes. They must stick to the main idea. They may compare or contrast ideas, things, or people, show cause and effect, or simply tell about events in chronological order. A short concluding sentence is desirable in some cases. A paragraph should read smoothly and be easy to follow. Signal words are often used to help us out. Here are signal words to help keep the time order straight. First, second, finally, then, meanwhile, later. These words signal additional facts or thoughts, and also, to, in addition. These words warn the reader of a change in direction of thought. But, although, however, yet, nevertheless, on the other hand. These signal a conclusion. Therefore, hence, consequently, as a result, thus. An informative paragraph often begins with a topic sentence defining the subject or giving a piece of information. This is followed by sentences giving supporting facts, figures, and examples. We find such paragraphs in textbooks. Here is an example. After inhabiting the earth for over 200 million years, dinosaurs mysteriously died off about 65 million years ago. The topic sentence defines the problem and states some facts. The most accepted theory holds that a huge meteor hit the earth and raised enormous dust clouds that changed the climate so much that the dinosaurs couldn't survive. An explanatory theory. However, signal word for a change in direction of thought. There is some evidence showing that dinosaurs were declining in numbers before the meteor hit and that some lived after it hit. Facts, therefore, signals a conclusion. We still don't know for sure what happened to the dinosaurs. Challenge. Challenges are behind you. Here comes another one. Look at a textbook on some subject and study several paragraphs. Find topic sentences, supporting sentences, and concluding sentences. A paragraph to persuade usually begins by expressing an opinion. This is followed by supporting arguments, including facts and judgments. Here, we must understand the terms fact and judgment. Fact. A fact is a piece of information that can be proven. Judgments. Judgments are opinion or conclusions based on our beliefs and values. You can find such paragraphs on the editorial page of the newspaper. Here is an example. It was a mistake for our senator to vote against campaign finance reform. Opinion. The last senatorial campaign cost a total of $30 million. Fact. This amount of money can't be raised without catering to special interests. Opinion. Therefore, Congress should pass meaningful campaign finance reform legislation this year. Conclusion. Challenge. Find a similar kind of paragraph in a newspaper editorial. A narrative, non-fiction paragraph tells something about what happened, when, where, and who, and perhaps why and how. Newspaper stories contain such paragraphs. Here is the making of such paragraphs. The topic sentence says what happened. A supporting sentence or two may add facts. These paragraphs are usually quite short. Here is an example. An 11-year-old girl won the city spelling contest. A topic sentence tells what happened. The contest was held in the Civic Auditorium. Where? Last night. When? The popular 5th grader's name is Kathy Jones. Who? Challenge. Find a similar paragraph in some newspaper story and see if it tells what, when, where, who, why, and how. Made-up stories contain narrative fictional paragraphs. Some paragraphs describe the setting or a character. Other paragraphs consist of conversation between the characters, which is called dialogue. Here is an example. Jimmy slouched down on the couch and thought about whether or not he wanted to go to the party. Topic sentence. Would they play those stupid games that he